morning, folks. Today is the 13th, and I want to share a little bit of information. Everybody's having coronaries about elogs. Well, I've been with this company for almost 8 months, and I really haven't had any issues with that. I didn't like the thought of elogs because I haven't had them in years, and I love my paper logs because I can run and run and run and run and run. Anyway, just so you have an information, I can't go on the logs right now, but here in about 15 minutes I can. And I'll walk you through just paperless. It is a little bit nicer, even though I don't like them and I'm still not used to them. It's nicer for us. Less stress, less paperwork. Just makes it easier for us. So, anyway, for y'all freaking out, my truck does 68 miles an hour. And I can still run 700 miles a day. If you, the super dog, the wonderful hero of the highway that has to run 900 to 1,000 miles a day to make a paycheck, then this is where the elogs are coming into play. Is because you endanger not just yourself, you endanger all of us. There's many, many more out here that have a job doing the same thing that you do. We just do it a little bit more legal and less with more sleep and more things to do. But when you have to drive 800 to 1,000 miles a day, that's too much on your body. Your body wears down too fast. It hurts you too long. There's many, many people out here that drive a truck just like you and me and many more. And what's sad about the thing is that nobody seems to understand elogs are safe for you, even though I don't like them. I use them, but it keeps me safe. It gives me time to stop and take a nap. And even if you get tired and you need a nap, you stop and take a nap, no matter what your clock says. If you run out of hours, you run out of hours. This load will get to you when I get it to you. You see, in that mirror, there's a trailer attached to my truck. And it's going to make it there today sometime when I get it there. And it's raining outside. So I don't calculate all the time because I don't never know when it's going to rain. I can look at my radar and see. But think about it, my dogs are playing on my bed. Sorry, they're entertaining themselves back there. But anyway, but elogs are safer for us, believe it or not, whether you like it or not. The problem that I don't understand is, like, some of these drivers don't pre-plan their loads to where they're going to stop, where they're going to start, how many hours they got for the day. They don't look up truck stops to know where they're going to stop. They're not prepared for the run. I'm not always prepared, but I do know my highways, most of them, unless there's little skinny ones that I don't get on a regular basis. Sorry, my dogs are entertaining you back there. But anyway, but when I can come on the clock, I'm going to show you how this works. And I will show you. Okay, you see this? It says sleeper. It tells you your start time, your finish time, your duration, your... Okay, you can see that too. Okay, last 34-hour reset, hours to obtain, and it says I've been in the duration of my sleeper bird for 9 hours and 49 minutes. Now, I'm going to show you a little bit of something, okay? Now, here's my 8-hour break. Here's my 11 hours, 14 hours, and my 70 hours. Now, I got, these are my times coming back. Here's my graph. It shows you when I went to sleeper, my daily log, my 8 days. I have to approve my logs. Then I have to have my load. And so there's my approval. It'll go in. Okay. So that's less for me to do. So my logs will be approved for what they got so far. Come on. Anyway, this is my load information. I don't use this very often. I just use it for the load ID and the day it picked it up and the day it delivers. Now, in here it says messaging, navigation, driver's login, vehicle inspection. Now, when I go in and do my vehicle oh man, I can't do it yet. But yes. When you go in to do your vehicle inspection, it asks you the questions. Is anything, is basically the same thing you put on yours. No defects. Okay? But anyway, when you go into your navigation, it's easy. It gives me, right now I'm 449 miles to my destination. My time is 5:58 p.m. Now that is Eastern Standard Time. I log on Eastern Time. Now this clock here will show you which way you're going to take to go. Now you can take this and you can use that. Now if you hear, there's no noise coming through my clock and my computer. Because why? I don't want to hear her talk to me. So here again, and my messaging, they've got many messages in here you can use. You can compose messages. I don't use this because we don't use this inbox. I use messaging through my text message. But this right here on my hours of service gives me my 10-hour break. I got 8 minutes left on it. I do a pre-trip in the morning. Some companies require you to do a pre-trip and a post-trip. DOT regulations is not. It does not require both. It requires one or the other. And so when you get up, you take a walk around your truck. You open your hood. You see if you got low oil, low oil, low antifreeze, any frayed wires, busted belts. You know, you check all your quarter pins, your brake cam. Just walk around your truck, make sure there's no leaks, no cracks, none of that stuff that's going to damage you while you're driving down the road. Then you walk down, you use your tire thumper, or you can kick your tires. DOT doesn't like you kicking them, but just that tells you if it's flat or not. You check and make sure all your lights are working all the way around your truck. Make sure your seal's good, your doors ain't open. And you walk all the way around to the passenger side. You look down that side. And you make sure everything's good before you take off. And then you can put no defects on your pre-trip. But understand, in a 14-hour day, even 11-hour day for me, I can still run 700 miles. The biggest thing is, you see this door right here? You see when you open it like this and you get out to do anything, it's 15 to 30 minutes every time we stop. At a fuel stop, at a place to eat, anything like that. So anytime you open this door, guess what? It's delay time. So you keep this left door shut and you only stop when you have to stop. That's how you make your dollars. You don't have to run 800 to 1,000 miles a day. You know, it kills people. That makes you tired. That makes you fatigued. No eat. I mean, I stop 2 or 3 times. I usually cook in my truck. I stop about an hour. I stop an hour before my time. Sometimes I run it right out to the bottom of the clock. But my other truck, runs only 68 miles an hour. So if I really don't get stuck in a lot of crap, wrecks and stuff like that, and I don't lollygag off, I should be there and I can run 701 miles or better. So the elogs is not what you're worried about. The problem that you're worried about is being watched and monitored and controlled. I don't like being controlled, but it's not that I can't do it, and it's not like I won't do it. Right now, it's safer for these drivers. If people would quit trying to run outlaw and illegal, they wouldn't have required these to be in everybody's truck. But see, people that don't care, that ain't old school, these new people out here driving, they don't understand how hard it is to keep a good record, to do the logs and how to drive and how to use turn signals and mirrors and all that stuff. This is why we are required so many other things. Now, if these new companies and all these new people come out and they were already established and was trained correctly with their trainers, they would be more prepared and ready for this job. Right now, they're not ready for this job. They should really be out with somebody. Anybody that's works in an office that's never driven in a truck or even rode in a truck, guess what? my opinion is you should be out on that truck for a month to 6 weeks before you make any rules or regulations. Because let me explain something to you. You don't know how hard it is out here on us. And if you've never done it, you don't know how to adjust for anybody's rights or wrongs. I just think that anybody that wants to give your opinion and be safe, that needs to be out in one of these trucks or experienced it. I have other ideas for, like if somebody's texting and driving, I think one of their rights should be to have to ride in a truck for 6 weeks with the opposite sex. If it's a female, she should ride in a truck with a female. I think if a male does it, he should have to ride in a truck with a male for 3 to 4 weeks is their punishment. They have to provide for their own groceries. They have to help do the work on the truck because they don't understand how dangerous these things are. And if they're on a truck for 3 or 4 weeks, then they realize how hard it is to stop. They see what kind of traffic you get into. They see how people like them cut you off while they're texting and driving down the road. And if they don't, and after they rode for you for 3 to 4 weeks, then they can come out and write a statement what they've learned from a trucking company, that they've caused a wreck or killed someone or whatever. I think that should be a punishment for them so that they understand how hard it is to do this work. Just because I sit in this seat all day doesn't mean that I don't have a rough day. I have a full life. I have 2 little animals on the truck. I get out, take my dogs 2 to 3 times a day. I cook my meals. I drive really hard. I go through traffic jams. I cuss and I swear. God's got my back. God watches me every day. I think God's great. Love you, God. He keeps me safe. He keeps me out of harm's way. The weather, you use common sense out here, and a lot of people don't do that anymore. That's the reason we have so many problems. I have videos on my YouTube that shows that. I've got other videos that I'm going to post. Following distance, they tailgate people. They don't use blinkers coming on the freeway. They don't yield to oncoming traffic. These are laws that were stated and made for us to use and everyone to use. And no one follows the rules. So just remember, the next time you have a yield sign there or you're coming out in front of other people, please remember your lane ends, not mine, not somebody else's. It's yours. So you either need to slow down and wait your turn, or you need to gas on it and get around everybody else, because you're going to wind up killing me or you or lots of others involved. And we can't swerve in these things because you forget how long we are, and we can't just slam on our brakes because we don't stop that fast. So please remember that all this stuff is made for us to use, and they should do this to cars. And when cars have to do this and they get cameraed and viewed, then they're going to realize that maybe they have to learn to adjust. And that's all I got to say. Right now, people just don't think it, and they don't have common sense. But till next time, love you guys. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe and watch my videos. Thanks.